It was his first time visiting his wealthy girlfriend's family home. But he never imagined her uncle and aunt would be entirely AI. They could inhabit any electronic device, though they couldn't communicate physically like normal people. Unaccustomed to this, Daniel felt a bit flustered. Fortunately, his future in-laws were extremely warm, and quite pleased with this prospective son-in-law. To ease the awkwardness of their first meeting, they looked through photos of Lisa as a child together. Just as the mood was settling, Lisa suddenly received a call from work. Her father seized the moment to ask about Daniel's profession. Daniel introduced himself as a network engineer, but her father mentioned he'd just searched online and found no information about Daniel. Daniel explained he'd recently switched companies, and his profile hadn't been updated online yet. Her father listened with skepticism. Just as he was about to press further, Daniel nervously spilled his coffee on the floor. Auntie rushed over to clean it up and reassured Daniel not to be so nervous. Then the elderly couple proceeded to show off their affection right there, which made Daniel feel quite awkward. Later, Lisa walked over and said she needed to return to the office, asking Daniel to wait for her at home. To ease her son-in-law's tension, Auntie decided to cook one of her signature dishes herself. Uncle took it upon himself to invite Daniel to tour the study. These are all antiques from the last century. Uncle mentioned he wanted to modify some programs, but needed a network engineer to write code. Since Daniel worked in that field, he wouldn't have to hire outside help. Daniel panicked instantly. He quickly made an excuse to retreat to the bathroom, and called his best friend. Upon hearing the story, his friend scolded him for lying. He was clearly a soccer player, yet insisted on pretending to be a network engineer. Daniel explained that if he revealed the truth, his girlfriend might break up with him immediately. It was pointless to discuss it now. He hoped his friend could help think of a solution. His friend replied that he was just a digital fashion designer. He knew nothing about network repairs. He told Daniel to figure it out himself and hung up. With no other choice, Daniel steeled himself. His uncle said the two machines were their main servers. He then handed the task over to Daniel. Daniel nodded and assured him it would be fine. Then his uncle shut down the network. Daniel quickly pulled out his phone to search for coding tutorials. The opening ads annoyed him. After finally getting into the tutorial, it demanded payment to unlock the crucial part, enough to drain his year's savings. He lost his temper completely, kicking his uncle in the process. Realizing his mistake, he hurriedly wiped the blood away. With no other choice, he had to push through. He searched and typed code simultaneously, and somehow managed to reboot the host successfully. His heart finally relaxed. He expected praise from his uncle, but unexpectedly, his aunt had been infected by a virus. This instantly threw him into panic. He had no idea how to fix it. His uncle ordered him to rush downstairs and cut the router. Since he didn't know how to turn it off, he smashed it instead. His uncle then reconnected the network. He confronted Daniel, demanding if he was really a network engineer. How could he mess up even basic code? Just as Daniel was about to confess everything, his aunt suddenly blew up. It turned out she'd discovered his uncle's secret while infected. He'd been secretly tipping female streamers, and always in huge amounts. His uncle tried to explain, but his aunt wouldn't listen. Their argument grew fiercer and fiercer. Caught in the middle, Daniel had no idea what to do. After all, he had sparked the conflict between the elderly couple. Even if he wanted to mediate, he couldn't get a word in edgewise. To spite his wife, Uncle'd chosen a female streamer. This infuriated Auntie to no end. Possessed by the robot, she slammed the TV headfirst onto the floor, and so, a full-blown marital battle erupted. Daniel had never witnessed such a scene. At a loss for what to do, he could only try his best to stop the elderly couple from fighting. But as the situation escalated, he knew he had to act before it spiraled out of control. He decisively cut the main power supply. The next second, calm finally returned. But now, how would he explain this to his girlfriend? He called a repairman. The technician quickly fixed the network. Soon after, Uncle and Auntie regained consciousness, but they had lost their internet memories and didn't recognize Daniel. Daniel explained he was Lisa's boyfriend, but the elderly couple refused to believe him, mistaking him for a thief. They began attacking him. The technician fled in terror upon seeing this. Daniel stepped forward to continue explaining. Just then, a woman walked in. The female streamer Uncle had chosen online. Daniel was thrilled to see her and rushed to explain. Before he could finish, his aunt suddenly flew into a rage. She demanded to know why her husband had chosen a streamer. The elderly couple began arguing again. Just then, a police officer arrived. It turned out the repairman had run to call the police earlier. The officer drew his gun immediately. He suspected Daniel of attempting to murder the internet consciousness. As Daniel tried to explain, the internet malfunctioned and attacked the officer. Daniel was also knocked unconscious by an electric shock. Just then, Lisa rushed back. Seeing Daniel lying on the ground, she was terrified, but no one explained the situation to her. After waking up, Daniel explained to Lisa that he wasn't really a cyber engineer, just a soccer player. In their era, athletes were looked down upon. Fearing he'd lose Lisa, he'd lied. He hoped she could forgive him. Moved by his confession, Lisa revealed her own secret. She wasn't a cyber surgeon either, but a 3D nail technician. She'd lied to avoid disappointing her parents. Uncle then confessed he wasn't dead at all. He'd chosen to live alongside Auntie in the cyber realm, so she wouldn't feel alone. With that, he stepped out of the secret chamber. The family embraced in a warm reunion.